There was once a young man who worked harder than most people around him. He read every book he could find about success, listened to speeches, and pushed himself day and night. Yet no matter how much effort he put in, his life felt stuck. Every new attempt seemed to end in failure. His thoughts constantly reminded him of past mistakes, and whenever he looked at others, he compared himself and believed he was far behind. His mind became a battlefield, restless and noisy, full of fear and doubt. He thought knowledge alone would make him successful, but the weight of his own thoughts pulled him deeper into frustration. One day, in the middle of the struggle, he met a man of wisdom. This man lived simply, carried no burden of restlessness, and seemed at peace with himself. What surprised the young man most was not the man's achievements but the calmness in his presence. It felt as though he had discovered a secret no book or lecture could teach. Observing him made the young man realize that while his own head was filled with noise, this man's heart and mind were light, clear, and unshaken. The wise man taught him a powerful lesson without using complicated words. He explained that a mind overflowing with fear, expectations, and doubts is like a cup already full of water. If you try to pour more into it, it will only spill over. Nothing new can enter unless you first empty the cup. In the same way, no matter how much effort you make, if your mind is already full of chaos, there is no space for clarity or wisdom. To create space for growth, you must first empty your mind. The young man took this lesson to heart. At first, it wasn't easy. His thoughts had become his constant companions. Fear reminded him of his failures. Doubt whispered that he was not enough. Comparison made him feel small next to others. But slowly he began to let go. He realized he could not change the past, so he stopped replaying his mistakes in his head. He understood that comparing himself to others only stole his peace, so he shifted his focus inward. Instead of chasing too many thoughts at once, he allowed silence to enter his day. He began to practice being present in the moment, breathing deeply, observing quietly, and letting thoughts pass instead of holding on to them. This was the beginning of transformation. The noise that had once ruled his mind began to fade. In its place came clarity, and with clarity came strength. He discovered that when the mind is empty of fear, creativity flows freely. When the heart is light, energy becomes powerful. He started to see solutions where before he only saw problems. He no longer wasted energy on overthinking, but directed it toward purposeful action. His work became sharper, his focus stronger, and his confidence deeper. What once felt impossible now began to unfold naturally. In time, success came to him, but it was not the kind of success he had chased before. It was not about competing with others or proving himself. It was the success of living with peace, of creating with clarity, and of moving forward without fear. He realized that true growth begins not by filling your mind with more information, but by clearing away the clutter that blocks wisdom from shining through. Years later, as he looked back on his journey, he saw the truth in that simple teaching. A full cup cannot receive more. An anxious mind cannot see clearly. A restless heart cannot move forward with strength. But an empty mind, a mind free of unnecessary fear, doubt, and ego, becomes a powerful vessel for wisdom, creativity, and peace. The emptiness is not weakness. It is space, and within space lies possibility. The young man, now wiser, began sharing this lesson with others. He told them that the greatest mistake people make is believing that adding more to their minds will solve their struggles. They read endlessly, work tirelessly, and think constantly, yet wonder why they feel no progress. The truth is, success does not come from adding more but from removing what holds you back. Fear, self-doubt, comparison, and ego are the heavy stones that weigh down the soul. Remove them, and the path becomes lighter. Empty your mind, and life begins to flow. He taught that emptying the mind does not mean giving up ambition or abandoning knowledge. It means creating space so that knowledge can take root. It means silencing the noise so that wisdom can be heard. It means letting go of fear so that courage can rise. It means freeing yourself from comparisons so that you can walk your own path. In emptiness lies the clarity to act with strength, to live with peace, and to build a life of meaning. And so the story of the young man became a story of transformation. He had once believed success was about how much you carry, how much you know, how much you do. But in truth, it was about how much you release. The lighter the heart, the freer the mind. The freer the mind, the greater the strength. His journey was proof that the first step to becoming your best self is not to fill your mind, but to empty it. The message he left for others was simple, yet powerful. Empty your mind of fear, and you will find courage. Empty your mind of doubt, and you will find strength. Empty your mind of ego, and you will find wisdom. Empty your mind of the past, and you will find freedom. Because only an empty mind can hold the greatness waiting to enter.